Enterprise Management 360.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Tech Chat, and thank you so much for joining me today. I'm really looking forward to be speaking with Matt West, who's the CEO at Feefo. Matt's going to be walking us through why enterprises should be listening to their customers in order to provide better experiences for them, as well as become a more successful business. So let's go ahead and find out his thoughts on the matter. Hi Matt, thank you so much for joining me today. It's a real pleasure to be speaking with you.
Thanks, yeah, it's great to be here.
So let's get straight into it. Businesses everywhere are holding customer service and experience at the forefront of their initiatives. So what do you think has led to organisations becoming more customer driven?
I think most organisations have realised that they have to. We as consumers have so much more choice than we used to have. Access to multiple digital devices, being able to be much more informed than maybe we were just a few years ago. And really just building loyalty with consumers is harder than it probably was before. And being able to actually understand what your customer thinks, why they think it, and how you might be able to serve them better is clearly critical for any business if it's worried at all about its bottom line, which we've seen very strongly in retail markets, particularly in the high street. And certainly from an online presence point of view, it's something very, very significant for most businesses today to be investing in quite heavily.
The benefits of listening to customers are probably quite obvious, such as increased customer satisfaction, but it would be great to hear in your words why organisations should be more receptive to their feedback.
I think the thing to remember in that question is that, some of it might be obvious. Well, actually, it's not always that obvious to businesses. And certainly from a consumer point of view, they need to understand that their voice is being heard or they're being listened to. So it's all well and good asking a question. It's whether you're actually going to listen to it and take action from it. And I think that's where we spend a lot of our time and energy is working with many of our clients to help them actually listen and understand what a customer's saying and the reason that they might be saying it. A vast majority of us will look at reviews, we'll look at opinion, we'll look at social media, but particularly, I think it was about 96% of people in our sort of recent survey, independent survey that we undertook, have actually said that they look at reviews before making any kind of purchase of a product or of a service. So, it's really important that if you're providing something great, that you get out there and you actually start talking about it, start listening to people and understanding how you can improve that. Many people will be very wary of negativity or negative reviews that might be appearing on their site, or it might be something that they're concerned about. The reality is that the majority of us, cynical as we can be as consumers sometimes, we don't always believe that everybody gets everything 100% right or that it's always 5 stars. What we often want is to understand and know, okay, if something goes wrong, am I going to be looked after? Am I going to be supported? Are they going to solve my problems for me?
So based on that, how should organisations open themselves up to feedback, and what is the best way to act on it once it's been received?
People are going to leave reviews of you anyway. We all have reviews of each other, and that, it's ranging from being able to rate an Uber driver to, ranting on social media in some way, shape or form. So I think giving your customers and the customers that you want to engage with an ability to have a voice, to be able to speak, to have a platform in which they can go to and feel that they get heard or listened to, I think is vitally important. I think the other thing in sort of, modern age of fake news, fake reviews, there isn't a week goes by where we don't, hear some story or another. It's important to ensure that a vast majority of that feedback, or you give a medium whereby that feedback is genuine, is real. So you know who that person is. You know that they've bought something from you or engaged with you in some way, shape or form, so that when others look at it, you can, honestly look and go, we would recommend this, or here's a customer that's already spoken to us, or a customer that's used us or bought from us. And that gives confidence to other purchasers. So, we might spend a fortune on, building our web presence, driving interaction, conversion rate optimization. But ultimately, if your customers are enjoying what you're doing, building loyalty and becoming advocates, then you need a platform, a capability of actually engaging with them, listening to them, and encouraging others to do the same.
Matt, I think there's a lot to be taken away from our discussion, so thank you so much for sharing your insights with us. And thank you for joining us for another episode of Tech Chat, and thank you once again to Matt for the insightful discussion. If you're interested in generating leads for your business, then head on over to our Tell Us Your Audience page, where we can distribute your content across North America, APAC and Europe, delivering SQLs and MQLs right back to you. In the meantime, make sure you're following us on LinkedIn and Twitter, or head on over to our website em360tech.com for more great content.